Hey, ESPN, I'm Jack.
And I'm Miles from the Daily Zeitgeist, a daily comedic news podcast that answers the question,
what if Stephen A. Smith spoke at a normal volume and his opinions were based on fact and not completely insane? This probably isn't the best way to describe this.
No, you just negated the two things Stephen A. Smith is known for.
Okay, what if The Daily Show was hosted by us?
Yes, but who is us?
Okay, I'm Jack. I'm the co-founder of Crack.com.
And I'm Miles. I love soccer and get very nervous when I'm pulled over by the police.
He's also a former lobbyist who quit politics for comedy.
Yeah. Well, look, we covered news, the president, pop culture, and we're both very big sports fans.
I'm actually named after my grandfather, legendary NBA coach and ESPN alum Dr. Jack Ramsey.
Oh, yeah? Well, I'm named after Miles Davis, the legendary heroin addict who is not my grandfather.
So search the Daily Zeitgeist. If you don't know how to spell zeitgeist, like most of us, just type in Daily Z. It'll figure it out for you. On Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever fine podcasts are given away for free.
And now, Jalen and Jacoby on ESPN Radio.
When I pop the trunk, head the dirt. Y'all pop the trunk, I pop the hood. Now act stupid, I'll pop the trunk. Now give me your boom.
He is Jalen Rose.
What up, though?
I'm David Jacoby.
And on the cool check-in.
And we are Jalen and Jacoby on ESPN Radio. What do we do?
We give the people what they want.
We're going to get what they want today. We've got two new segments I'm really excited about. If you dial 98580-JALEN, you can leave us a voicemail. You might hear that later in the show. Jalen Rose. There's a gentleman in the NBA. His government name is DeMarcus Cousins.
I've heard of him.
Also known
He's
as
a Jalen Rose Leadership Academy contributor.
Jalen Rose.
Boogie!
There's a gentleman in the NBA. Government name DeMarcus Cousins. Real name
Boogie.
Boogie got traded to New Orleans. And
Who do you think got the better of that deal?
it just so happens to be Fat Tuesday on Mardi Gras. And where's Boogie? On top of a float with panties on top of his head. Now, Jalen, you always ride for Boogie. You always back up the Boogie. But panties on top of your head.
Hey, man, let me tell you something. How old is he?
I don't know. 24?
How much does he average per game?
24?
He averaged probably like 28 and 10. He's young. He's now in New Orleans.
Jalen.
Enjoy it. Like
Jalen.
Here, I'm not gonna go old man Jalen here.
No,
Here's
I'm
why.
going old man Jacoby here.
I'm not going old man Jalen here. Here's why.
Jalen.
How many individuals that are listening to this program that are his age or older that have done way worse? But we just didn't have the video cameras.
Probably every single one. But we're not gigantic, famous NBA players that work for an organization that carefully curates their public persona and image. They want everyone that represents the NBA shield to uphold a certain sort of decorum in public. That decorum does not include putting undergarments on your head.
You act like somebody was actually wearing the panties.
We don't know where those panties came from. And but here's what happened is, I don't understand Boogie's thought process here. Someone throws him some panties. He says, you know what I'm going to do with these? Put these on my head. I'm going to put these on my head.
You know what? Here's where I win this argument with you. I got you good right now. You're backed into a corner. Do not move.
Oh, I'm extremely concerned.
Okay. What did you say people should do more?
Celebrate.
Okay.
They haven't won a game since he got there.
I'm celebrating the trade. Is that okay? Like, what do you think people do when they get traded?
First of all, it was a great move
let me
by
ask you this.
It was a great move by you to bring up one of my big theories. Something that's important to me that people don't celebrate enough. But let me bring up something to you. Did you celebrate when you got traded from the Pacers? Or did you get real mad, drive 3 hours, and then drop vengeance, 40 out of vengeance? So not everybody celebrates a trade. Back on you, Mr. Rose.
Well, I didn't have time. I traded in the evening, got on the freeway, had to take a physical in the morning, had to meet the team and play the game. But after the game, it's time to celebrate.
Do you think that Adam Silver and the PR people that work in the NBA are happy that he's got panties on his head?
Not a big deal.
This isn't that big a deal. I'm making a big deal out of
If
it.
they correct, because he's not gonna get a pink
Here's the
slip
thing.
for
Do
this.
you know what's worse than panties on your head? Drink in your hand. Yeah. He didn't have that.
No, what's worse is where was Anthony Davis pair?
Right next to him.
But where was his?
See, here's the thing. Boogie's going to scoop up all the rebounds. He's already practicing that now. Something comes
Because
flying.
AD's been there.
Yeah, exactly. He's going to get all anything, whether it's a basketball or panties, Boogie's going to get the stat.
You know what that really reminded me of? And I know in this case, Boogie is like the big brother because he's older. But it reminded me of the junior or the senior that's hosting a college recruit. Or a freshman that finally signed on the dotted line and came to camp.
Anthony Davis, he's seen the panties.
He was just chilling
before. Yeah, he's all right.
Like, I've been here a couple of years, all NBA. I got this.
Can I say something crazy? Being on a float, probably overrated. I think it gets a little boring after a while. You know, like the first hour, you're all excited, and then you're kind of looking like, wait, what does it mean? Another 2 hours of this?
I can't speak to that because I would have loved to have been on some championship floats in college and or the pros. So I can't front like that wasn't a visual I saw for myself that just kept going.
Got close a couple times.
It kept going.
You got close a couple times.
Kept going.
Well, I don't want you to cry on the show, so we're going to move on.
Thank you.
Here's what Daryl Morey says about facing the Warriors. He's got a strategy. You ready? Mm-hmm. Quote, Daryl Morey's the GM of the Rockets, if you don't know. Quote, we want to win the title, and obviously that's probably going to go through the Warriors at some point. And we obviously figured the only way we're going to beat them is with a barrage of three-pointers. It's probably going to be a 124 to 120 affair if we're going to get past them.
Facts.
Do you think this is a sound strategy?
You think they're going to beat them by post-up plays?
No.
By driving to the basket? No. Not necessarily by getting to the free throw line?
I love this.
And they're definitely not going to get them because they're trying to get quality stops other than maybe Patrick Beverly, obviously Ariza, and Capella down low.
Here's what I love the most about this. Is he's basically saying, without saying it, we got to hit our threes and they got to miss their threes. Because not like the Rockets are going to be. Do you think the Warriors are going to rely on posting up? Do you think the Warriors are going to rely on a mid-range game? No. Basically, when you are the underdog, when you're not the favorite, you got to make your shots and they got to miss theirs.
And also, we underestimated something that happened because the Lakers are the more notable franchise. They obviously signed the Hall of Fame mogul to run,
Lou Will drops some buckets.
Be the president. Absolutely. Lou Will can ball.
He dropped some buckets.
And they just gave them him.
He just showed up and scored 26 or something.
Right off.
Yeah, he's like, oh, wait, how's the offense work? Anyway, when I get the ball, you know what I'm going to do? Shoot it. That's how it works.
Correct.
And everyone else in the Rockets is like, oh, that's actually
they just gave
offense.
James Harden another weapon. And so you now give Lou Williams a lot of those offensive minutes, and you could take out Patrick Beverly.
Look at Eric Gordon. Look at Eric Gordon. Were we talking about Eric Gordon 2 years ago? Were we talking about Eric Gordon last year? Not really.
Ryan Anderson?
I like it. I could see the Rockets beating the Warriors. I wouldn't pick the Rockets to beat the Warriors, but I could see it happening if everyone is healthy, and the Rockets just happen to hit on all cylinders.
That's one of those couched media answers. Like, are you picking them to beat them or not?
First of all,
I can't
what does couched mean? What does couched even mean? I'm not on the couch.
Safe.
That's safe?
Safe. Here's why. Think about what you said.
No, I don't think about what I say. That's
I know
part
that's
of what
the problem.
I do here.
Correct.
That's part of what I do here.
But I want you to do it in this case.
Nah.
You said, I can't see them beating the Warriors. Is that what you said?
I said I wouldn't pick them to beat the Warriors, but I could see them beating the Warriors.
Right. So which one is it? I couldn't. Which one is it?
What did I say?
What did I
say?
I wouldn't pick them to beat the Warriors, but I could see it. If you're not going to pick them, you can't say you see it. Like, I don't see it. So therefore, if it happens, it's a surprise to me. I don't know if everybody else agrees or not.
See, this is why I did the couch media thing, because if it happens, I can look back and be like, see, I said it was going to happen. And if it doesn't happen, I can be like, see,
like I said
it wasn't going to happen.
You see that vicious media trick?
Yep. I'm going to wait until Jalen gets off his phone, because I refuse to do radio with someone that's on their phone or on the computer. And you look at me and nod like my son does, but I know he's going to just completely disobey me the second I start.
It's one of those things where keeping the technology goes wrong. I've been out of town the last couple of days.
So you've been able to use the phone without me seeing you or complaining about it.
That too.
Okay.
And you know how you have the automatic starter on the vehicle. Unlock and unlock with the key, with the remote, no problem.
Great explanation.
But when the battery dies, open it, take the key out. The key opens the door, but it's a process to start the vehicle. And I'm not trying to go back in the day.
Oh, don't do that. Old man Jalen, stop.
Yes.
Jalen Rose, we have a new segment.
Let's get it.
It's called Keep It Moving. Because a lot of times, I have a lot of topics for us to discuss.
Okay.
And you've got various level of interest in them to say.
Thank you.
So if you want to discuss it, you say hit the brakes.
Okay.
If you don't want to discuss it, keep it moving.
I like that.
You ready?
Let's get it.
Draymond Green has more to say about Paul Pierce.
Keep it moving.
We be moving, you know we keep it moving.
The Chiefs dropped Jamal Charles.
Keep it
We
moving.
be moving, you know we keep
When
it
is
moving.
when is there going to be a meaningful football game played?
Brandon Jennings is headed to the Wizards.
It's not good for Trey Burke.
No.
Keep it moving.
We be moving, you know we keep it moving.
Jeff Hornacek said management will use the remaining months to determine which players fit in the triangle system and which don't.
Hit the brakes.
I thought I'd get you with that one.
So let me get this right. Where are the Knicks in the Eastern Conference standing?
The Knicks, I think
They're
they're
12th.
5 seed right now. 5 seed. Oh, 12?
Okay,
Oh, I was
so
wrong.
they're 12th. I just don't understand. First off, a lot of people are going to talk about whether or not the whether or not the Knicks should run the triangle. Let me just explain to everybody basketball reasons why it doesn't work. It's not people just railing against, the excellence that we saw Phil Jackson win 6 championships in Chicago with Mike and Scotty and Dennis Rodman and 5 in Los Angeles. It's the game has changed. The rules have changed. There's a reason why teams are playing pace and space. 4 people around the 3 line, sometimes 5 people around the 3 line, multiple people that can dribble, pass, and shoot. So the floor has to be spread. That's one. The floor has to be spread, number 2, because you can play zone now. The lane line didn't get any wider. The hoop is not getting any taller. And the court is not getting any wider. If you've noticed, there are 7-foot guys that are shooting threes now.
I have one
That
on the Knicks.
are multi-skilled. Do you notice that there are players like James Harden, who people are calling a point guard, who's really revolutionizing a shooting guard for today's game because he's their primary ball handler?
I have noticed that.
So for the triangle, the strong side is just that. It's a person at the top of the floor and or on the wing. More importantly, that person on the top of the floor ends up going to the corner. So here's your triangle. A player on the wing, a player in the corner, and a player on the post. All strong side. Okay? When you got these guys that are athletic like LeBron James and Kawhi Leonard, you got to spread these guys out, make them move around. If we can play strong side and just zone up, boxes and elbows, somebody on the ball, somebody faking and falling on whoever got the ball on the wing in the corner, like, it suppresses the floor. Like, it just doesn't work. It's probably like when somebody was trying to come up with E equals MC squared, and then they finally figured out, like, boom, that's the magic theory. Who came up with E equals MC squared?
Albert Einstein, sir.
Okay. I knew that, but I wanted you to get involved.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And so, because of that, it just doesn't work in today's game. It's not anybody railing on the Knicks and or railing on Phil Jackson. It's like somebody coming to you and saying, I know that you got a computer. I know you can download music on your phone. But you know what? Play these tapes. And you're looking at them like,
Here's an 8-track.
I have no use for these tapes.
This isn't what we do here anymore.
Yes. And that's truly what it is.
Great point. How about we talk about Tim Tebow being back at spring training?
Keep it moving.
We be moving, you know we keep it moving.
You wouldn't believe what Johnny Manziel said to this judge at
Who?
a hearing. Johnny Manziel?
Who does he play for?
Nobody?
Keep it moving.
We be moving, you know we keep it moving.
George Hill and the Jazz did not reach a deal for a contract extension.
I'm surprised you hit the brakes.
The George Hill topic made you hit the brakes.
Yeah, because he's probably, along with Steph Curry,
Wait, what? Wait, what are you about to say?
the only guards in the league
That don't
are
get
averaging
beard
like
shape-ups?
17 points and shooting 50% from the floor, from the point.
But couldn't they sign him in free agency? Why does the contract extension make you hit the brakes?
Because who drafted him?
Indiana Pacers.
Okay, the San Antonio Spurs.
Oh, that's right. They traded him for Kawhi.
They need a point guard, don't they? I'm telling you, watch the Spurs this offseason. There's 2 players that I'm really watching. I'm watching you, J.J. Redick. I think he's being underused right now with the Clippers.
Ooh, okay.
And I'm watching George Hill. If they don't get those deals done, if I'm them, Those are the two people I'm really going after.
I like it. Kevin Hart was talking trash to the Warriors during the game.
Let me
in
see.
Philly.
Kevin Hart talking trash. What does he
All
do
right,
for a
I got
living?
you. Keep it moving. Bill Polian thinks that Randy Moss and Terrell Owens do not belong in the Hall of Fame.
You still talking the Hall of Fame? When do they decide who's going in the Hall of Fame again?
I don't care about the Hall of Fame.
Next year, right?
Can we keep it moving?
Keep it moving.
We be moving, you know, we keep it moving.
I got you. Kevin Durant said he doesn't want to play in the DMV.
I got a news flash for everybody. He told everybody that in July, didn't he? Of 2016.
So we're going to keep moving?
And
Do you know how this segment works?
he got the Warriors. Keep it moving.
We be moving, you know, we keep it moving.
Joel Embiid says he doesn't like the way that the Sixers handled his injury.
Hit the brakes. When you become old man Jacoby, remember, are you telling Russell Westbrook not to dance on the stage with Migos? Are you telling Joel Embiid not to stand on the stage and dance and have a good time?
No, I'm not.
Correct. They're young. Allow them to get it. Now, for Joel Embiid, the last thing that can be handled wrong for him at this point of his career is anything that relates to injury. Because the last time I checked, he's been in the NBA a couple of years and he's played like 29 total games. That should be handled meticulously. And I told you during the period of time when he was out, when I saw that piece of footage of him on the floor with socks in practice.
Without socks.
Right. On the floor barefoot. What? Playing basketball while there are other professionals standing around and individuals who get paid to make sure that he's healthy.
Having a foot injury barefoot.
Okay. I thought that was a bad look. And man, you can't botch the Ben Simmons thing. That's why he's not coming back this year.
You always say whether it's 0% or 100%. Because we don't live in a yes or no society. Everything's not black and white. There's a lot of gray area. So we have a new segment called 0 to 100.
Can you share with the people why I initially didn't want to do this?
Because you think Drake is corny. You didn't want to make it seem like we were like on an old Drake song. And I get that.
I didn't say that he was corny. I said that
That's kind of what you said.
That's not what I said.
It's kind of what you said.
That's not what I said.
Then don't ask me to say what you said. If I say it, then you say it's not what I said.
No, I said
Darrell Revis.
I think it would be corny because people are going to think I stole that from his song.
No, you did not.
And then you said you've been saying it forever.
Forever. Ever since I've known
So
you.
own it. But it's almost like the Birch Brothers. That's your saying.
Have you stolen that yet?
I have not used it. I have not taken it mainstream. Now, when I take it mainstream, the first time I drop it, I'm going to say,
No, you don't have to.
I got it from you.
You don't have to. You never
Then
did that
from
in the
then
past. Why
on,
start now?
like a rap song, I just am shouting you when I mention it. So I like the fact that you, as a longtime producer, you've been with this company almost 20 years, you shot down my thought and said, you say it too much, we're going to do it anyway. So let's get it.
No, it's more like I actually worked on this and you didn't, so we're doing it. That's kind of how it works.
It's typed in everything.
So this is called 0 to 100 because things are not just black and white. There's a lot of gray area in the middle. So I'm going to propose a question of how much, and you tell me how much it is from 0 to 100. 0 to 100. How much should the Warriors be concerned that Kevin Durant went to the locker room with a hyperextended knee?
100%. You look up front, quality minutes late in games, it's going to be he and Day at the 4-5. Mm-hmm. That's not a lot of height at the 5, and it's not a lot of bulk at the 4.
It was just 2 games ago he landed on his hand a little funny, and he was hurt there. So it's about 2 injuries in the last 3 games. That's something to be concerned
So
about.
you're going to see a lot of JaVale McGee, David West, Zaza Pachulia.
No one wants to see that. No. 0 to 100. How much did Boogie deserve that technical foul he got against Steven Adams in the Thunder?
I know it was about his reputation, but in the grand scheme of playing basketball and large men throwing their forearms and their elbows 100% of the time, so much so Enes Kanter busted his hitting a chair, I say he didn't deserve it. So 15%?
Okay. 0 to 100. How much of you believes that Joel Embiid will be an NBA superstar? Oh, you sit back for that one.
A lot of that's determined by the media. And
What?
yes, the media makes you a star.
Okay.
Not just your performance. I can name you a lot of people that play well that we don't talk about.
Please don't. Let's focus on Joel Embiid.
Okay. So because of that, all he has to do is play on a winning team with his magnetic personality to go with his stats. He will have an opportunity playing in Philly to, yes, be a superstar. And by the way, just looking deep into the box score, since you brought up the name, when you mention the Curry name, start saying Seth's name.
Yep.
Because he balling.
0 to 100. How much did you focus on Halle Berry during the Oscars?
75%.
Okay. 0 to 100. How much does Carmelo wish he was traded to the Cleveland Cavaliers?
99.9%.
Oh, that's got to be 100. That's got to be 100. That's got 110.
No, here's why I'm not giving it 110. Because if he really wanted it, own it. Go to the media. Go to Phil.
Oh, I like it.
I want to go to Shot.
You know
he
why
got
he
a
didn't-
no trade clause, right?
You know why he didn't do that? Didn't want to have the conversation with Lala when he gets home. She was like, I was watching Jalen and Jacoby tonight, Carmelo, and they had a sound clip of you talking about how you wanted to move to Cleveland. Wasn't me. 0 to 100. How much do you care about your hairline?
100.
Yep. Do you care about your hairline more than the content of Jalen and Jacoby on ESPN Radio?
Of course.
Is it more important that you say intelligent, informative things on NBA Countdown, or that your hairline looks good?
I've been doing those shows 4 and 5 years. I'm 44 years old.
Okay.
I'll take the 40 over the 4.
I have no idea what you just said. How much does 0 to 100? How much does Pat Riley really mean it when he said that Magic Johnson will bring success to the Lakers?
Oh, he mean it. 95.
Really?
Oh, he means it.
0 to 100. Do you think how much is Pat Riley rooting for Magic Johnson to succeed?
He's rooting for Magic. 95. I know that he has deep down as much as the exit from LA didn't happen the way he wanted it to happen. I mean, head coach of Showtime. Okay? I don't care if it's going to be like Jimmy and Jerry finally getting back together. Like, I was happy to see. I've been talking about that for years.
So here's something I know about you and you know about me that we share in common. We're both very competitive. Are you sure Pat Riley's rooting for someone else that has his same position in the same league? 95 out of 100?
Here's something you would appreciate. Right now, he don't see him as competition.
I do appreciate that. Thank you. 0 to 100. How much did Antonio Brown's Facebook Living and other distractions affect his contract negotiations with the Steelers?
Clearly none.
Nope. So he is technically the highest paid wide receiver, but his guaranteed money, thank you, Max Kellerman, I saw this on First Take, puts him at 16th. Do you still feel like it wasn't affected?
Where do I sign? Just let me get my bread. We were all, you know what? I ain't worried about all that.
When you go from underpaid to justly paid is different than when you're already justly paid and you want to be overpaid.
Correct. Like, he came into the league the last 4 years in particular and set it on fire, and he was basically getting one of those rookie scale type deals.
0 to 100. How much does Nicki Minaj just wish this whole Remy Ma Sheether thing is going to blow over and she doesn't have to respond?
50%. She wants it.
You think so?
Yes.
Oh, I don't think she wants it.
I do.
No. This is
and
not.
It's gonna
see,
be good
thing,
for the sport.
No. See, here's the
disagree
thing. Here's
with
the
you.
thing. Here's the thing.
I disagree with you.
Is Nicki Minaj is a border collie? You know what I mean? She's very pretty. Just like she's there. She's nice, but Remy Ma is a pit bull.
Yes.
You know, and I don't think, and like they're both great dogs. They're both great to have around the house, but one of them is better in a fight than the other, and that's Remy Ma.
All I know is this: in a disagreement and or a battle, the public is going to always give some love to the person they love the most.
I love Remy Ma the most,
but you're not representing Joe Public. The popularity always is going to play, and I say 50-50.
You're saying that Nicki Minaj could come out with an inferior response track and still be declared the winner by the populace?
It's different now with social media than it was with Jay and Nas. I'm giving y'all a good example.
And Jay and Nas are both sort of equally loved.
I'm giving you guys a great example. When you start talking about greatest MCs of all time, a lot of people going to put Jay in that conversation.
Sure.
But that don't mean he didn't lose his battle to Nas, which we all recognize that he did.
And he won the war.
This was before social. Well, he's a mogul.
12 platinum plaques.
Hey, man.
There's a few Nas albums out on bump. Let's just say that.
Hey, man, he beat the Beatles, and he married Beyonce. Okay, and she having twins. Like, and you're just jealous of Jay.
I'm not jealous. I'm upset with you.
Yeah, that's what
ask permission to have twins. I'm upset with him. We're in a fight right now. Me and Sean are not. Sean.
That's why as soon as I brought up his name,
fight right now.
You sat up. You put your elbow up.
Yeah, I'm upset about this.
As soon as I brought up Jay's name.
Finally, 0 to 100. How much do you like this segment?
I like it a lot. And I like Remy Ma and I like Nicki Minaj. 50-50. I want to see them go at it.
I say 0 to 100. How much do you like this segment? What was your answer?
That's all right.
You're the worst. Kyle Lowry, injured, having surgery, coming back the very tail end of the regular season. Does this ruin the Raptors' chances at winning the Eastern Conference Finals?
Not at all. I think with all teams healthy, with the addition of Serge and Tucker to give them defensive presence, along with Carroll
it was so
at
exciting
the
for a
small
second.
forward spot, Joseph locks up as a backup point guard. They're the only team besides the Cavs in the East to have 2 All-Stars in DeMar DeRozan and the gentleman you mentioned, Kyle Lowry. Dwayne Casey's done a terrific job with that squad. They obviously need Valanciunas to play big. So I think if he comes back healthy, they're my pick to get to the conference finals for the 3rd straight year.
Kyle Lowry was very inconsistent in the playoffs last year. And that is when he had the whole regular season to ramp up for him. I am concerned about his performance in the playoffs. Do you remember when he had to go to the locker room
I
in
do.
the middle of the game?
But I have to remind you of something.
What's that, Mr. Rose?
Who did the Cavs beat in the Eastern Conference Finals?
Raptors?
Did you think that they were going to win?
No?
Okay.
Okay. Leonardo DiCaprio
He always rocking the Michigan hat.
reportedly flew an eyebrow specialist 7,500 miles from Australia to do his eyebrows for the Oscars. Question, is that a soft move or is that a boss move?
First off, how far is 7,500 miles?
I ran about half that this morning.
So give me a flight equivalent as somebody that travels a lot.
From Australia to Los Angeles. That's flying to New York and back.
Oh, that's a boss move.
That's a boss move?
Yes.
I can't decide. I could make a case why this is the softest move or the bossest move.
I'll tell you, I got to give you a real-time example. If my barber's in Los Angeles and I'm going to Bristol, Connecticut for a book tour, I'm flying him as well.
You did not do that.
Yes, indeed.
You did that in real life?
I did, sir.
I've never said this to you before. You have too much money. You have too much money.
I did.
That is ridiculous. Don't say that again on wax.
I was in New
You're
York
embarrassing the both
doing
of us.
multiple interviews
Embarrassed to be on the same logo as
on
you.
one day.
Oh, my God.
I was in Bristol the next
Yeah,
day.
there's no barbers in New York. Yeah, no one else can get your hairline straight in New York City. None of those 12 million people. You are too much.
Familiarity.
Draft prospects. If they're wearing a certain Adidas cleat and they agree to a sponsorship with Adidas and they break Chris Johnson's 4.2440 time, they can either get an island or $1 million.
What?
Why would anyone ever take the island?
What?
Yeah, I'm
Like, why do they even do this? Just to
Yeah.
get people like us to talk about it. But it's like, you put the $1 million option there.
Yeah,
like, no one's taking the island.
Are y'all giving me the Caymans? Like,
Yes, you know there's no one on the island. It's like a sandbar off of South Carolina in Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, give me the
that
cash.
you can stand on for 2 minutes a day.
give me the cash.
Yeah, no one's taking that island.
Because you could take the cash and buy whatever you want.
Migos are on tour. One of the hottest acts in music right now. They're on tour in Oklahoma City. Russell Westbrook is there, one of the hottest players in the NBA. They bring him out on stage. Everyone enjoys it. It was a great moment. People in Oklahoma City went crazy. Here's my question, though. When they did this, Russell Westbrook was wearing a jean jacket and sweatpants. Can you co-sign a jean jacket and sweatpants?
I'm co-signing jean jacket almost with anything.
What?
What?
I am.
Really?
I'm not gonna be able to do it.
I can't front.
Jean jacket and sweatpants. What about jean jacket and jeans? Canadian tuxedo.
No.
Are they the same denim?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, see, I would have gone the other way. You can. You know what?
You could do the same denim, different denim.
You know what? I can't talk to you about fashion. You're the guy that flew your barber out from Los Angeles to New York.
And wore a red and white suit at the draft.
I'm not talking to you about clothes.
But here's the other thing you got to say about Russell Westbrook. See, here's the difference.
What do you mean, here's the difference?
I gotta pull you behind the curtain.
You're annoying me today.
How about this? I would almost bet that the gear that he was wearing is sponsored. So I'm almost sure that the denim jacket is probably one of the clothing lines he works
from
with.
Barney's, Russell Westbrook for Barney's or whatever.
The jogging pants he had on.
Jordan.
The shoes he had on.
Jordan.
Who the fool?
SpaceX is a company owned by Elon Musk. He's real excited about sending people to space. He sent a rocket up to space. Guess what? It blew up. That was a little setback. Now he is saying that next year he will send 2 tourists to the moon. However, I read the fine print. You can't get off the ship. They're not landing on the moon. They're just going to cruise by the moon.
Nothing but smooth sailing.
If you just
tonight.
cruise by the moon, is that going to the moon?
I'm good. Nah.
I'm saying not going to the moon. Like if I can't jump around and feel the little gravity and maybe get a couple dribbles in. If I can't come back with a rock, if I don't come back with a rock, I'm not going to space.
You were the one trying to act like they playing pickup basketball on 7 planets. I tried to tell you.
They are in TRAPPIST-1. Great games on TRAPPIST-1. They call soft fouls though. They really do.
Mort from Orc. Nanu Nanu.
Great reference. De'Aaron Fox, player in Kentucky, great basketball player. He's got a dad named Aaron Fox. Here's what Aaron Fox said about how De'Aaron Fox got so good at basketball. Listen to this closely. Quote, he'd play that PlayStation and he could master it in no time. He learned pick and rolls. He learned how to roll off a ball screen. I tell kids if they want to learn something about basketball, go put it on pro mode on 2K and let them play.
Facts.
Is this crazy?
Not at all.
Oh, this is crazy. This is crazy.
Not at all.
Do you know where you can learn how to work on a pick and roll?
Physically
On
doing
a basketball court. So that whatever 4 hours you spend on the couch, you could probably spend those 4 hours in the gym.
Look at it this way.
No.
There's 24 hours in a day. And the time that he's not on the court, if he's still playing something that he loves, and by the way, I love PlayStation. I love PlayStation.
I love basketball.
Doing something that he loves and he's still investing in the sport. These games now, Jacoby, are so much like real back. So you think about when you play NBA Jam.
Double dribble?
In double dribble, you go to the corner and make the jumper every time. Or NBA Jam, you make 3 in a row, he's on fire. Like, these games have actual... They're created to actually simulate what takes place on the floor. So I understand where this is coming from.
Finally, I just want to just stand up against Pancake Day. Today was Pancake Day.
What?
And you
know
know
what? I don't want to do this program with you no more.
I think that pancakes are extremely overrated. They're boring after your third bite. They are nothing but a vehicle for other flavors.
I'm not going to allow this slander to continue.
Stand against pancakes.
Not only am I didn't know it was National Pancake Day. I follow Rose on Twitter, and I saw him post something about it. And here's what I'll say.
I don't want to hear it.
Original House of Pancakes, short stack, all day.
French toast, all day. What? Jalen, there's some new news.
Okay.
About 2 months ago, I realized that you were not in the Michigan Sports Hall of Fame. What? This is not just an oversight. This is just such an oversight. It's disrespectful.
I've been retired 10 years.
It's just like when people see you, the word Michigan comes to mind and the word sports comes to mind.
Detroit, first.
Sure. We're talking about the Michigan Sports Hall of Fame.
Detroit is in Michigan.
Okay. I may or may not have written them a very long letter.
Thank you.
To get you nominated into the Michigan Sports Hall of Fame.
Let me ask you this. Do you think the other people that are in and are nominated, somebody has a brother like I have in you that wrote a letter on their behalf, or they just got
They probably
nominated?
didn't have to.
They didn't need
Yeah,
to.
you know what?
Okay,
They didn't
got
have
it.
to.
Okay, got it.
Well, here's the announcement. You are one of the finalists for the class of 2017 for the Michigan Sports Hall of Fame. Now, we don't have Bill and Ted's phone booth in here, okay? We can't time travel. Can't go backwards. So, sure, they should have done this probably 10 years ago, but they're doing it now. However, I know you know a lot of these people because you are from Michigan and you're involved in Michigan sports. So I'm going to have our producer,
I'm from
Reggie.
Detroit.
What? You just said, where is Detroit a second ago?
I'm just letting you know.
Where's Detroit?
In Michigan.
Thank you. So we're going to have Reggie just quickly answer yes or no whether or not he has heard of these people that are like you.
Ooh, thank you for not having me do
No,
that.
you can't
'cause
do
that'd
this.
be so wrong.
Yeah, and you know some of these people.
So
but like
disrespectful.
just an outside,
So rude.
objective sports fan named Reggie. Let's just see if he knows who these people are. He's going to say yes or no after I read a name.
And all of these individuals, please come to the golf outing this year. I think it's at the end of August on a Monday.
It's always the week before the NFL season starts,
Yeah,
pretty much.
Jacoby will be there.
I'll be there. Are you ready, Reggie?
Yeah.
Flozell Adams.
Yeah.
Mitch Albom.
No.
Really?
No.
He's a media member. That's why. Derek Alexander.
No.
BJ Armstrong.
Yeah.
Okay. Harry Atkins.
No.
Media guy. Chris Bird.
No.
Deandra Charles Furlow.
No.
Charlie Coles.
No.
TJ Duckett.
No.
Cecil Fielder.
Yeah.
Peter Green.
No.
John Jansen.
No.
Thomas Pepper Johnson.
No.
Oh, you got to put in John Jansen from Michigan and Pepper Johnson from the Giants.
This isn't you. This is Reggie. This is an objective, regular sports fan that's not.
Well, I just sat
a
here.
Michigan
I
of
just
you
sat here
alone.
chained for
I
the
know.
last 10 minutes. I just needed to say something.
I know. Greg Camp P.
No.
Jim Leland.
Yeah.
Okay. Mick McCabe.
No.
Media. Bill McCartney.
No.
If I say your name wrong, I apologize. Ron Ostrike.
No.
Dan Pohl.
No.
Robert Porcher.
No.
Brian Rafalski.
No.
Andre Rison.
Yeah.
Dennis Rodman.
Yeah.
Jalen Rose.
Yeah.
Oh, you got to push no for that one, Rich. Come on. Low-hanging fruit, Rich. Kate Sobrero Markgraf.
No.
Kurt Sylvester.
No.
Malavi Washington.
No.
Bob Welsh.
No.
Tom Wilson.
No.
Mike Yellen.
No.
Jalen, you're getting in.
Yeah.
You're getting in.
Yeah.
You're definitely getting in. You got to get in this year. If you don't get in, I'm flying there and protesting.
Yeah.
I'm going to stand outside their offices. You know, only probably like 4 people work there.
You got to take the kids with you.
No, I don't
You
fly
only
with
got
the
10
kids.
of
I don't
them.
fly with the kids. I don't fly with the kids. That's the reason I'm actually protesting. I just want
So
to
you can get
from
away.
the kids.
You hear that, Joy? I got him.
She's not listening. Well, we'll keep you updated. All the developments in the Michigan Sports Hall of Fame. And
I
Jalen
appreciate
Rose.
the love.
And again, we mean no disrespect to any of those people
No.
that were named. Again, we are just doing this just to sort of see where Jalen stacks up amongst these other people from an objective sports fan, not from Michigan. Not in any way, shape, or form to disrespect the Michigan Sports Hall of Fame, well, only slightly, and the people that were named on that list.
Yeah.
I also have another announcement, Mr. Rose. You know I'm running the marathon, right?
Crazy. Getting up at 4:30 in the morning. You ran 19 miles today?
I didn't know that while training for the marathon, you basically had to run marathons leading into the marathon.
Duh.
I didn't know it was like that. It's like if you want to bench like 250 pounds, you can't just bench 125
Get
a
a
bunch of times.
hot dog eating contest?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you got to eat some hot dogs. Apparently, that's how it works. Here's the announcement. You ready? I'm running for the Jalen Rose Leadership Academy.
That's love.
You go to GoFundMe.com/
We got a
Jacoby-
GoFundMe page?
Well, then, if you keep interrupting me, I can't say it. Ready?
I'm excited. I'm enthusiastic. This is a surprise to me.
GoFundMe.com/ GoFundMe.com/Jacoby, JRLA. GoFundMe.com/Jacoby, JRLA. If you follow Jalen and Jacoby on Twitter or me on Twitter, we will be tweeting out this link. I don't like to put my hand out too much.
Thank you, sir.
You know what I mean? I really don't like to put my hand out to the public. That's just not something I want to do. But if I'm running 26 miles, I want to run it for a charity. If I'm supporting a charity, I want it to be my brother's charity.
Thank you.
The Jalen Rose Leadership
I appreciate
Academy.
you, family. 26 miles you're committed. You're already running 19.
$1 a mile is all I'm asking. $2 a mile. $4 a mile. You know? And I'm going to donate myself just to get it going.
We appreciate you.
I'm running on behalf of the Jalen Rose Leadership
So
Academy.
now I got to come out there and represent when you run.
No, you don't.
I ain't going to be running.
No, you don't. But I also have listed there at GoFundMe.com/Jacoby, JRLA. I've listed my priorities in this order. Are you ready?
Yep.
Priority number 1, not die.
I can't stand you.
Finish the race. Raise money for the Jalen Rose Leadership Academy. Not poop on myself. Not injure myself after not poop on myself. Not bleed from the nipple.
There you go. I knew that was coming.
Film some of it for Jalen and Jacoby. Then I want to beat Mario Lopez's time of 5 hours and 41 minutes.
What happened to
Mario,
Oprah?
I don't know what Mario was doing. This is in order. Then I want to beat Oprah's time
I knew you was.
of 4:29.
You feeling some type
That's
of
the
way
big
about
one.
JB and Oprah right now. You competitive right now.
I want to beat the average male time of 4:19:27. Then I'm looking at Puffy's time of 4:14. And then Will Ferrell's time. Will Ferrell under 4 hours. So if you're looking at these times, where do you think I'll end up?
I think you're going to end up between Oprah and Mario Lopez.
You know what? In any way, shape, or form. Wait, you think I'm going to lose to Oprah?
Hey, man, I'm not even
You
looking
think
at
I'm
the
going to lose
names.
to Oprah?
Fam, let me tell you what I'm looking at.
You think I'm going to lose to Oprah?
I'm looking at an individual running for 4 straight hours.
And you're saying that. Wait a second. So you say I'm looking at an individual running 4 straight hours, and you are saying that me running for 4 straight hours is slower than Oprah Winfrey running for 4 straight hours?
I paid attention to something. The average time is 4:19.
For a man.
You sicker than the average. So you're going to be between Will Ferrell and the average time. He's 3:56. That's 4:19. I'm about to give you your time.
Puffy's 4:14.
You're going to beat out Puffy. You're going to be 4:09.
Do you know what's going to happen?
Here's Jacoby's time. I'm putting it on wax. 4:09 and 35 seconds.
Yeah, well, here's the thing: is I've actually ran 19 miles, and unless I get on a moped for the last 5. Remember, GoFundMe.com/Jacoby, JRLA. Just $1
Thank
a
you.
mile, $2
Appreciate
a
it,
mile,
sir.
something like that. We're trying to get some money for a charity that I know from firsthand information is helping people in Detroit. We're going to open up our 1-800-Flowers Twitter feed right now and take some questions from you, the people. We might mix in some voicemails, too. But one thing we do, give the people what they want. In order to give the people what they want, we ask them what they want. Now, we got some questions about music today, Jalen Rose.
Okay.
Something that's very important to us. First question that we have from Sadly Cooper. Great name. More Fire Greatest Hits.
Oh, I got to start writing this down. Hold on.
Sade
Hold on, okay.
or Mariah Carey?
Sade.
I can make a case for Mariah Carey. But Reggie's yelling from the control room. I can hear you. I can hear you through the door, Reg, when you yell. I got you. I would
That's
say
what I
that
love about this
when
show.
When you get that, I would probably rather listen front to back to a Sade album.
That's the
over
answer
a
to your
Mariah
question.
No, the greatest hits is
That-
the question. It's not my question. It's from Sadly Cooper. I'm going Mariah Carey.
What?
Happy 40th birthday. I just saw a picture of Mariah Carey with the champ, Floyd Mayweather. Happy 40th.
Good for her. I think that was Floyd Mayweather's 40th birthday.
It was.
Yeah. Hoop Life has this question. This is one I want you to answer quickly.
Okay.
Do you have a favorite rock band?
I have a favorite individual that does rock.
Oh,
His first name is Kid.
Kid? Yeah, familiar. Where's he from?
Detroit Rock City.
I love Kid Rock.
It's my guy.
Okay.
JRLA supporter. Came to rep at the golf outing.
I love that. I was a little scared to talk to him. He was so Kid Rock. He just had like a Miller Lite in his hand, just chatting up with everybody. It's kind of inappropriately dressed. I loved it. Shout out to Kid Rock. Lisa wants to know, did you play an instrument growing up? Were you in the marching band or the choir?
4th, 5th grade. My late, great, rest in peace, Jacqueline Pearson, my auntie, was a teacher at Edmonton School.
Oh, what did Auntie Jackie have you doing?
I played the trombone.
Oh, huh.
What?
Sure did.
Let me guess.
And you ready for this? You guys gonna love this one. Not only did I play the trombone, sang in the Glee Club.
Okay, Jalen.
So now you want to go to real reviews and go in on me now. Okay.
Here's a question. I have a couple questions for
Sometimes when I open myself up for that line of fire, as soon as I see these things come out of my mouth.
But Jalen,
I should have kept that to
listen to
myself.
you sing every day.
I should have kept this
It's
to
not
myself.
one of your strengths. You've got a lot of strengths. You do some things so well. Singing is not one of your strengths. What was her name is my question. What was her name?
They had me going to Glee Club practice?
Yes.
Rose is what I used to call her. I don't remember her last name.
Oh, so you just called her Rose?
No, her first name was Rose.
I get it, Jalen. I get it.
But I don't think she was in the Glee Club.
This is a good
But she liked
question.
the fact that I was.
From Tyler. If you could play any instrument at a master level, what would it be and why? Great question. This is a good question.
Drums count as an instrument?
First of all, I'm just going to pretend you didn't ask that.
Sure. Because it's multiple.
Yes, drums count as a single instrument. It'd be weird if you're just really good at like a kick snare. Nothing else. These other drums are so confusing. Oh, see, I would go.
I'm enjoying the program today.
I would go with the guitar. Do you know why?
Cool factor.
Because you can always just pick one up and like lead a sing along, like late at night when everybody comes home from the club. There's an acoustic guitar. There's an acoustic guitar in the corner of my
brother
hotel
had
room.
one. He plays.
Have you tried? Like I tried. It
Nope.
looks so cool.
He did not let me touch it.
I just cannot do it. My brother tried to play the trombone. It was one of the most annoying things growing up. His
Yep,
room
my
was
brother
next to
Bill
mine.
played a guitar.
Big shout to Peter Jacoby. Thanks, Reg. Party Mamba leads off by saying, this is like comparing Kobe and T-Mac in their prime. Backstreet Boys or NSYNC?
NSYNC.
Can you name a member of NSYNC?
Justin Timberlake.
Can you name a second member of NSYNC?
I only need to name one.
Can you name a single member of Backstreet Boys?
I should be able to, but I can't right now.
That's fine. It's hard. Joey Fatone is the only one that I can come up with.
Okay.
Aaron Carter? Is he a part of that?
Aaron Carter's in NSYNC.
Sean Carter. No, that's Jay-Z. Next question.
You
this is
really got a
good.
problem with J and B having twins.
I do. And George Clooney in a mall. They're not free from the fire either. Next question we have is from Young Sir Des. What's the best hip-hop song to wake up to when you need to handle serious business that day? It's a good question. We're not prepared for these, so let me just think off the
It's
top
so
of
many.
my head.
It is so many. Like
Strictly business?
music is the soundtrack to my life. So it all depends on what type of business I'm trying to handle, or what I listened to the night before.
Did
like
you say Andy Upredge from MOP?
that's what the Cavs just did their welcome video. I mean their
If I
hype
woke up
video
to
for the
Andy Up
playoffs
every day,
too.
I'd have to take a nap after 1 hour every single day.
Some Busta Rhymes will get you going.
We're going to put down the 1-800-Flowers Twitter feed for 1 second, and we're going to open up our voicemail line. Now, ladies, tomorrow, every Wednesday is Woman Crush Wednesday.
True.
Please call 985-80-JALEN.
You got to bring out that Lil Kim crush on you on Wednesdays,
because
Reg.
we only listen to female voicemails on Wednesday.
No, you see me on the video.
Let's listen to a voicemail.
True.
Jalen and Jacoby, what up, though? My name is Justin, and I'm calling from Palm Springs, California. And I love you guys' podcast. Listen to it every day. Coachella Fest is coming up, and I know once upon a time, Jalen went to Coachella Fest after he saw that there was a holographic Tupac. Now, what would have to happen for you guys to go to the next Coachella Fest? All right, guys. Keep getting them checks. Take it easy. Later.
First of all, Justin, I love Palm Springs. I love Palm Springs. Go up on the tram.
Palm trees.
Go up on the tram. Enjoy a nice hot day by the pool. But I'm not going to Coachella. The question is, what would have to happen? I need an helicopter ride. A helicopter ride that lands backstage. Someone who's waiting there says, hello, Mr. Jacoby, and then just walks me to a nice air-conditioned VIP tent with one of those misters that I could just have a nice view of the stage, and then I would stay for 2.5 hours, and I would helicopter home and probably sleep all the way home.
This is where we're different because you're not a huge fan of concerts.
I don't like live music.
What? I'll give you a simple one for me that will get me there. Eazy-E hologram.
Eazy-E hologram got you there?
It will.
Well, Beyonce was scheduled to perform, replaced by Lady Gaga. Who would you rather see perform, Jalen Rose?
Beyonce.
You know what?
If she's carrying quadruplets.
I'm mad at Beyonce. Let's listen to the next voicemail.
Yo, Jalen and Jacoby, this is Federico from Switzerland. Thanks a lot for the great podcast. We love listening to you guys. I have a question. Do you think Seth Curry has a case for most improved? Yes or no? And if you don't, who would you think of instead? Thanks a lot. Love from Switzerland. Bye-bye.
I'm a swami.
First of all, shout to Interlaken, Switzerland. One of my favorite places
indeed.
on the planet.
What up, though, Fred?
Funny Farm and Interlaken. Spent a lot of time there. I one time unloaded illicit cartons of cigarettes that I'd smuggled from another country at quite a profit in Interlaken, Switzerland.
You did?
It's a long story. We won't get into it.
Tell us more.
I may have been an amateur cigarette smuggler for like 1 week.
What? Tell us more.
No. Do you remember his question?
I do.
Swami, what do you got?
I talked about him earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Seth Curry.
Mm-hmm.
Should he be in the conversation for most improved? That's always a tough conversation. Here's why. Let me just
bring one thing I want to make the audience know. Not only do you have a lot of experience in the way that the NBA works, you were once voted the most improved player of the NBA.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
Do you have the trophy? Mom's house?
Mom's house. I think. So here's the deal. There's the all-star level player, for example, Isaiah Thomas or James Harden or Russell Westbrook, that just took their game to another level. That's low-hanging fruit for people that work in this business. Like, if that's who you're going to call the most improved, then you shouldn't have a vote. Then there's the player that was not an all-star last year, like the Greek Freak, and now is a starter this year.
How are you judging it?
Is
it the gap of sort of like where you were coming in versus where you are now? Or is it what leap do you make like a non-all-star to an all-star?
It's the leap you make.
Okay.
And that's why when the conversation starts, it has to start with Greek Freak. Mm-hmm. Because last year he was not an all-star.
He's considered the favorite to win this award this year.
And this year he's starting in the all-star game.
Could you look at someone like Isaiah Thomas, who was an all-star, is still an all-star, but his numbers have gone up so much?
No, that's what I was trying to distinguish from the beginning. There's the all-star level player that still improved and took his game to the next level. Then there's the player that wasn't in the game last year that either played at that level or just so happened to actually start in the game. And that's the Greek Freak. Now, we know the fans vote too 50%. So
what if you make a leap from being the second best Curry that no one's ever heard of, that's not really producing, to being the second best Curry that some people have heard of, that's still producing a little bit better than you were before?
That's why I mentioned him earlier on this program.
Great.
He deserves mention as a player that was not in the league, that's now basically playing starters minutes and taking big shots, playing fourth quarter minutes. And this is why. So I love looking deeper into the box score. So I'll have the remote in my hand. I'll just flip to the Heat and watch how Eric Spoelstra put those chess pieces together and got them playing great basketball. Nobody thought the Miami Heat were going to do what they're doing right now. Mm-mm. Then I flip and see Rick Carlisle, Yogi Ferrell, Seth Curry. Like
We don't need Darren Williams.
Right. Just think of
I'd rather have Yogi Ferrell.
the coach, David Fisdale in Memphis. They signed Chandler Parsons to be their big-time offseason acquisition.
How's that working out?
And so those are the things that jump out at me. And in that most improved conversation, yeah, I'm happy he's getting some honorable mention. He deserves it.
Thanks for the shout, Federico.
Oh, what? No, I got one more. It has to be Greek Freak, then Eric Gordon.
I think that's fair.
He went from basically playing on another team that didn't sign him, had a history of clearly being injured a lot. Now he's among the league leaders in threes made on the Rockets team.
This Kevin Durant thing
third
is
in the West.
Pretty serious. He didn't just hyperextend his knee. He's also going to have an MRI, and he's not returning to the game. He walked off, though.
First off, it would be great to watch the games.
Here's the, if we have the games on in the studio, you don't listen to me. Even less you listen to me. You don't listen to the voicemails. You just sit there and stare at the games.
know, but if I'm going to do commentary into a microphone as an analyst about an injury to a basketball player that's happening right now, I'm pretty sure if we turned on one of the 15 televisions in here, I could do more astute analysis if I could actually see it.
I disagree. Let's listen to the next voicemail.
Hey guys, Joe from Wisconsin here. When do you call a foul in pickup basketball? Do you call it before the shot? Decision has been made if it went in or not, or after. Heated debate today. Could use your input. Thanks, guys.
Joe, so when it's the NBA, most improved, we can bring it to Jalen. But we're talking about my basketball now, that you don't get paid for, where there are no referees.
And I've only played once in the last year and a half.
This is my basketball, Joe. I have some very strong opinions about this. Number one, if you call the foul and the ball goes in, you check it up at the top.
Check.
You do not
Agreed.
get an and one in pickup basketball.
Agreed.
Somehow I moved from New York to Los Angeles, and this all changed. So now you can just call a foul, and if you make it, no big deal. So everyone's calling a foul all the time. That's number one about fouls. Number two, you can't wait until you see if the shot goes in or not to call the foul. Because that just makes rule number one not even make any sense. Now, here's what's going to happen, though. You can call it late, and you're going to get the ball, but you need to hear it from the opposing team. Okay, if you can make a late call on me, but you're going to get the ball eventually if I fouled you, but you're going to hear about it from me. And number three, this is what fouls do you call? If I feel like I should have made the shot anyway, I'm not calling the foul. Sometimes you got to play through contact. And if I feel like the reason the ball didn't go in the hoop was because of something I did, or I had a good enough shot to score on my own, whether or not you touched me, I'm not calling a foul. If I go up and I have no chance at making the shot because you touched me, that's a foul.
The ultimate honor system happens in rec basketball.
It really does.
Yep.
Okay. No officials.
No, and there's not even like a manager around that just that isn't paying attention. That's there.
Nobody to be a mediator in any way, shape, or form.
A lot of it is how aggressive you are, how loud you are.
Usually, the people that you're playing with, either they're your friends or you don't know them at all, but you get to know them through the gym. And you see them, and you see how they play, and you get used to scouting them.
And there's a hierarchy amongst everybody. Here's another thing. Oh God, this one makes me mad. You can tell you ask a good question, Joe, because I'm fired up. You got to say the word foul or ball or that's me or I got it. You can't just assume
up top.
You can't just assume that you're going to get the call just because someone touched you.
You got to call.
I'm running down the other side and I'm scoring, and I'm going to argue with you that bucket should count.
No and ones in rec
he
ball.
got me. Get out of here. Now I'm upset. I'm upset now, Joe. Now we're going to start here.
You really going to do that, Reg?
We asked for people's biggest disappointments.
Hold on. You just got to take a deep breath for a second. I know you hear that beat.
I do. It's originally in Scarface, right?
Yes.
This is from Jeff. One of his biggest disappointments is this. Tristan Thompson dating a Kardashian. And I'm glad he brought this up.
No.
Because here's what James Harden said indirectly about dating Khloe Kardashian last year. Quote, I didn't like all the attention. I feel like it was for no reason. I wasn't getting anything out of it except my name out there and my face out there, and I don't need that. Questions for you. Does Tristan Thompson need that?
He's not an MVP caliber talent.
He kind of needs that.
Yeah.
Like I kind of
She's
feel
more
like
famous than him.
that's the thing. Is like he said it was like he wasn't getting. James Harden said he wasn't getting anything out of it except his name and his face out there. When you're James Harden, like you're on every commercial break, you're on a commercial.
But he did say
You're an
one
MVP
thing that I'm
candidate.
pretty sure he wanted to walk back. When he says people don't care what shoes I'm wearing. Hey, James, you signed a $200 million contract with Adidas.
People do care what shoes you're wearing.
We saw the truck pull up at your house and give you like 1 million pairs of shoes. You're second, in my opinion, to win MVP this year to Russell Westbrook. They care what you rocking. Big shout out Adidas and Jim Gatto.
LeBron for MVP all day.
Russell Westbrook.
Next NBA disappointment is I want to talk to you about. It's from Smokey Rondo again. He always hits us up. I love Smokey. The sad fact that the NBA Finals is already set. I want to pump the brakes on that. What happened earlier tonight when the Wizards and the Warriors were playing?
Kevin Durant hyperextended his knee and is going to get an MRI.
He'll be back, I imagine, soon. I don't think that's such a big deal, but like we saw 2 years ago in the finals, injuries and upsets happen. The NBA Finals are not set. Do you think the Spurs could beat the Warriors in a 7-game series?
No.
They can, Jalen. They can. You're saying you're giving them 0% chance?
I'm saying I'm giving him 25% chance.
So there's a chance. That's 1 out of 4. The poll said that our president had a 25% chance going into election
I like
night.
what you did there, sir.
Upsets happen.
But here's the difference. There are a lot of people that were closeted supporters.
We're not going to get into all that.
And that's what swayed
We're not going to get into all that.
the metrics.
Next
And
one.
they still in the closet, too.
Next one.
Some of them coming out, though,
Jalen,
getting a lot
stop.
of courage.
Marcus says the biggest disappointment in the NBA season is Chandler Parsons.
He's basing that on the Memphis Grizzlies signing him to a major contract and him not performing. It's hard for me to say somebody's a disappointment when they've been injured.
Injuries. Again,
To
like
me,
I
you
like
got to
to
perform to be a disappointment.
Yes, and I like to again.
Underperform
It's like making
to be a
fun of
disappointment.
somebody for something that they can control.
Yeah.
Chandler Parsons didn't mean to get injured.
Yeah.
However, when he was healthy, he wasn't exactly.
Yeah, to me, you got to
doing much.
underperform to be considered in that category. I'll give you one real quick if you would like one. So
No,
the
I'm
most
good.
disappointing thing I've
No,
seen
I'm
in the
actually
league
good.
this
I'm
year,
actually good.
the Brooklyn Nets. They're 9-49.
Did you really expect them? Remember, it's a function of expectations, Jalen.
Here's why. Here's why. Let me finish. Between
Here's
the
really why.
14th spot, which is Orlando, and the 8th seed, Detroit, it's only 6 wins.
So I'll tell you why that's a disappointment.
Every team in the East has 22
The
wins.
Nets don't even
they
have their
9.
pick. That's the disappointing part. They're not
Correct.
motivated to lose. They're motivated to win, and they're 9-49. If the Lakers are 9-49, they're actually doing their job.
Preach.
They're not motivated to lose.
That's how I burnt that up. They're 0-10 in their division, 2-25 on the road. They shouldn't be. They've lost 16 straight.
I agree with the tie. He says that the biggest disappointment is the fact that no one has picked up Nate Robinson yet. Like, come on now, just for the entertainment factor.
I love Nate, my little brother, former teammate. But the one thing about sports, in particular NBA, when you out for 2 seasons, you basically out
He was playing ball.
in the league.
Nope. In Israel.
But he stays in great shape.
L-Dog says the biggest disappointment so far is Jalen not being picked up by a team and or Jalen not retiring. Like, you got to pick a lane. You know? You trying to get back on the floor or you trying to get in the rafters?
That's a good one. I'm boxed
He gets
in.
real uncomfortable whenever we talk about this.
I'm boxed in.
Need that
I'll
therapy.
retire first.
Can we have a Helter Skelter day this week?
That's very nice.
You know I like everything boot camp.
Good
Finally,
idea.
Mike says the
Gave me
biggest
a great
disappointment.
idea.
You don't pick the music, Jalen. I know this. Mike says the biggest disappointment so far in the NBA season is the Pacers middling out.
They're the 7th seed in the East.
They
That's
middled
what
out.
I mean. Like, there's when you say these comments, you got to look at the mediocrity in the East. That's where I'm saying, like, between Detroit, who's 8th, and Orlando, who's 14th, is 6 wins. That's a couple of good weeks.
The Pistons are a couple of bad weeks away from not really being part of the conversation anymore. Are you sure the Pistons are going to make the playoffs?
We just need Andre to go
Are you
do
sure-
better
are you
from
sure
the
the
line.
Pistons are gonna make the playoffs?
Pistons will be in the playoffs.
Thank you so much for listening on ESPN Radio.
Thank you.
For watching on ESPN2
Thank
and
you.
ESPN News and subscribing to the
Thank you.
Jalen and Jacoby podcast.
You're far too kind.
We give the people what they need.